Back. 3 weeks.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Oh boy.
Yeah, just trying to tidy everything up for you.
Wow. Jesus Christ, this brings back memories.
Quite a few, right?
Yeah, holy shit. This is exact. I remember the fuzzy stuff on this. It's kind of fuzzy, but not really fuzzy. But holy shit. That's it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's that Regal Blue Alcantara.
Still make
Pretty
it.
Sweet.
And this is why we brought it to you, because when you did my car the first time when it was yellow, you know, if we had it done yellow again, I'm sure you have that fabric. As a matter of fact, where's the rear panel? Ah, that's it. This is it. Now, a lot of people don't understand why the panel was yellow in the movie cars, because we didn't want to change it, because we were going to change it back. Like when Universal said, okay, we're going to paint your car from yellow to orange, I was like, there's no way I'm leaving it orange after the movie. When I get it back, I'm going to paint it back to yellow. That's why we didn't change that. Same thing with the roll bar. That's why the roll bar was yellow throughout the movie, because I was going to change it back after the movie. But never happened, and it lived that way up until I sold it, and still lives that way today. But this stuff all got changed, blue. That story is coming up right after the break. If you're into cars, you're probably into working with your hands. I know I am. I've always been fascinated with technical aspects of cars, planes, trains, and pretty much anything with wings or wheels. Like many of you, as a kid, I built model planes, model ships, and model cars. I still love doing it up until a couple of years ago, and I just don't have the time anymore. But recently I discovered this company called UGears. UGears produces some amazing models. There's so much variety on their website, it's hard to pick just one. They have cars, they have trains, they have functional clocks, they have ships, planes, all kinds of industrial gear. It's just amazing stuff, steampunk stuff and everything. There are kits for all ages, even children. And the best part of these kits is that you can select kits that can be assembled in just a few hours, which is a far cry from my model ships that take me months to build. And what I especially love about these UGears kits is that they're so detailed. Handles that work, doors that work, hidden features that you're constantly discovering something new, and there's so many moving parts and so many surprises in every kit. And their clever engineering allows some of the models to actually move, self-propelled. No glue or special tools are needed, which is great. They can be assembled in a few hours instead of months. And best of all, right now they're offering an exclusive discount for my followers. Details are in the video description below. It's just a reminder, these kits make great gifts for any holiday or any occasion and for any age. Don't wait, pick up a kit or two and tell them I sent you.
Yeah, one was worse than the other, but we had to do
yeah, I could see the repair work you did.
Fiberglass here and here.
Now, how durable is this interior glue in the heat and all that kind of stuff? I have no experience with that.
It's a new Weldwood 3M. It's good glue. It's contact adhesive. The spray-on stuff that you get in the cans doesn't work.
I wouldn't imagine so. It's not, you know, anything that comes out of a can doesn't work except WD-40, really, right? God, this feels so familiar. Yeah, so these slight ridges that you have in here will all, when the material stretches in sunlight and heat, all this will go away.
Yeah, we have no sunlight today, so we weren't able to, you know,
warm it up and stretch it out.
We've got steamers and heat guns and stuff. We can pull some of that out, but these we made, if you saw I posted that earlier, we made those on the 3D printer. Turned out kind of tight, so that's a two-piece part that we made.
And these pieces, the problem with the Supras right now is you can't get the interior pieces. Toyota no longer makes them, Toyota no longer sells them. The few pieces that are remaining around the country are being hoarded by people at shops, Toyota dealers and so forth. And what you're getting off of cars, like in junk and people selling and parting out cars. The problem with the Supra is it's become like the 240SX. It's like all these guys from like 2003 or so to, well, hell now, We've been taking those cars and turning them into drift missiles, drag race cars, or they've been passed around and they were sold off cheap, you know, around the early 2000s when those cars were $40,000, you know, and so a lot of people bought into those cars and they didn't spend money on good modifications. They just started cutting and tearing up and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to find any of this stuff in good shape. We were lucky that we got a car with good seats to work with. The door panels were a little rough.
Yeah.
But they look fantastic. They look absolutely fantastic. And I love how you match the vinyl to the factory plastics. And everything's in the same. That's fantastic. And we still have other parts to do. Like, for example, if you take a look at this, which is one of the pieces right out of the car before being modified, it goes in the trunk area. You still got to clean this and dye it, but this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And unfortunately, we don't have some of this stuff because somebody just, here's a good example. Anybody who's doing this should be shot, okay? You should not be working on cars.
That's custom fitment for a roll bar right there.
Yeah, it's custom fit bar for face.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, so what's left? We still have the steering wheel. The steering wheel.
That's the last piece left. You know, we got to install the armrest on that. Make these look like new. Yeah, we'll take care of these. And that's about it. Everything else is done.
Quality on this work I have never seen quite like. Really good. And that 3D printed part. So cool.
Which honestly, that was supposed to be two. Originally, we were going to have it two. For two harnesses come through there. You wouldn't run it that way.
Yeah.
That's not the proper way. You'd have two holes. But there wasn't enough room in here to do two holes, right?
Right.
That's why we did it that way. But it was for show.
Because of the metal framework.
We're going to have the harnesses in the car in order to give it authenticity, right? Because if we don't, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will be rightfully hitting us up on YouTube. Hey man, it doesn't have the right seatbelts on it. What are you doing? And they'll be absolutely right. So there's that. So that being said, we're going to put them in there, but we probably won't use them. I do remember I kept the factory seatbelt apparatus, but when I drove the car during the later times, I drove it with the harnesses because it was just safer. But what people don't appreciate, I see all these guys building replica cars or tribute cars all over the world, right? And the difference is when I see these cars, when it comes down to the interior, most people don't do the interior. And when they do, what they're literally doing is taking a piece of suede or leather and they're just pulling apart the seam and they're spray gluing it and stick. I saw this when I was in Europe. A couple of cars had that. They just took panels or pieces of material that would look to be the same color and they literally spray glued it into the seat panels. I was like, what are we doing here? And so I understand that some people are on a budget, but I don't know. You know, when you get to a certain age, if you got a couple bucks in your pocket, which it's not easy, you want to spend the money to do it the right way. I know Dave DeShane said his seat's down here to get done. Right. I know Shahar, my buddy Shahar, the Vipers guy on Instagram, he's going to send seats over here to have stuff upholstered. Yeah, so I gave him your name. I gave your name to the guys in Germany, the guys in France, all these people who are building replica cars, tribute cars, so they can get the proper material and the proper colors and the proper workmanship. So if you're expecting to do this and you're building one of these cars for yourself, people need to know that this stuff isn't cheap.
Who was the Jetta that we did? Who was that for, remember?
Angel?
I think he's from Canada as well.
Oh no, Dom.
Yeah.
Dom, back in the day.
Yeah.
That car was a 2-liter automatic non-turbo. And it was his wife's car. And it was his wife's car. The only reason he modified it is because when he worked for Wings West, they used it as a piece to show off their body kit and a Seamer car and all that kind of stuff, which was fantastic.
Well, at that same time, you modified your wife's car. It was a
Maxima.
Maxima, that's what it was.
Same color suede, yeah?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Exact same color. And Dom did the Maxima too. Dom up in Canada, he did the Maxima too. I don't know if he did the panels with you. The seats, did he do the seats?
I had another guy that just reached out to me about doing a Maxima. I think he said he talked to you and hit me up. An older gentleman.
I try to help everybody, you know. The simple fact of the matter is I don't have all that knowledge in my head. And a lot of times I have conversations with people and it triggers memories. But thank God I have all those magazines with all the stats and everything. And people ask me, did your blue end here? Did it end here? What did you? I don't even remember without even looking at the pictures. It's 20 years ago.
A long time for us too.
Yeah. We'll get the steering wheel wrapped up and finish dyeing your pieces. And the sooner you get it,
Speaker pieces and ready to go.
yeah, get that. So early next week, let us know. We'll get a check over to you here, and we'll send the kid over here to pick up all the goodies and so forth.
Believe it or not, this shop's a little smaller than our 12,000 square foot facility we had in Huntington.
You're kidding.
A little bit.
You wouldn't know.
So we try to maximize our square footage now. So, you know, as we age, we get smarter, believe it or not.
Some of us.
Yeah.
I'm still spending money on cars.
Yeah, showboating on the big shop, not for me.
Back from Stitchcraft. That worked out well. They got everything pretty much done, and now it's just a question of getting it over to the shop. So I think that'll happen probably tomorrow because we're waiting for the steering wheel at this point. So that's going to be that. Oh, wife opened the box thinking this was a Christmas present for something she needed to wrap, but nope, it's a Christmas present for us. HKS, GCC graphic control computer, and vein pressure converter. And what do we got here? Oh, the Supra ITC from Apex Integration. This bottom box is something we're not going to use, so this will have to go away. Boy, these things look kind of aged, but you know, these are the boxes that were in my original car. We're going to put them in this car, but these are not going to be hooked up, even though we have all the sensors and everything, because frankly, it's a way to tune Supras today, so we're using an AEM Infinity, and that's the way it's going to be. But all these boxes will be there and will be hooked up. So, and I think I just got a text from Daryl when I was driving home. Let's see what it says. Oh, it's from Alex and Daryl. God, I hate these joint text messages. Check it out, man. There they are. Now it's time to start turning wrenches. Okay, that's what's going to happen next. We'll talk later. See you then.